Good afternoon. This is your real estate housing market review for the North Okanagan for March of 2026. The North Okanagan has been basically balanced throughout the last year or so. It's had some periods of times where it's inching down, and some periods of times where it's level, but basically that absorption has been within that 12 to 20%. And if you look at these are the fourth or the first quarter stats of 2026, so the averages of 2026. And it's these figures, these change rate metrics here are comparing this figure, which is the summaries of the first quarter of 2025, to the summaries of the first quarter of 2026. So if you look at the absorption here, the average absorption for the first quarter is up 3.2%. So not a lot, but it's still relative, is in the right direction anyways. Sales are down 11%. Your inventory is down 8.6%. So that is a positive figure, because what that is, the inventory is a function of supply and demand. If the demand increases, the inventory goes down. So prices actually show an increase of 8.6%. But as I've said before, you have to be very careful with prices. You have to compare 6 months or more to get a general trend on prices, because you can have many different things that skew the market. Say a building comes on and all of a sudden there's massive sales or massive influx of inventory that pushes condo prices down. Or sometimes people will steal towards buying lesser expensive models. So even though the sales don't go up or down, the prices are inching down because people are buying less, spending less. And also the third thing is if there's 2 or 3 or 4 massive sales, like above $5 million characteristically, or just sort of out of the blue, it can skew the prices up as well. So you look at these figures and then you compare them over here to our data center in the stats review. You look at our absorption, it's a fairly strong upward trend. So all the way back through last year and most of the year before, you're right in the middle of that balanced market range, which is between 12 and 20%. The last 3 months, you've got 13, 13, and 18. If you look at the 3 months of the first quarter of 2025, 15, 15, and 15, perfectly flat and perfectly in the balanced area. So we are seeing an upward trend or a bit of a bounce back in the North Okanagan. Sales, it was 35 in January, 42 in February, and 62 in March. Even though in January, February, March of last year, 45, 51, 60, it's each metric or each figure is above what we had this year. It's the market has been flat, and we are starting to see a little bit of positive energy in the market right across the board in British Columbia, even in the Lower Mainland, which still is trailing behind the interior in their metrics. And again, we won't really know whether or not this is a positive trend, and my predictions about 2026 being slightly better than 2025 will actually come to fruition. We won't know that for at least a month or two. You need about 4 months in one consistent direction before you can label it as a trend, so to speak. That's it for the North Okanagan for March of 2026.